the world. Hi. All right, so here's what I need to do. Really, Chris? All right.
I normally don't date women with kids.
Really? I didn't cue you in yet. Just hold on. Just hold on. Oh, boy, I tell you. Damn. All right. Let me block and make sure something is on point here. Escape out of that. Okay, then we gotta go. Where we gotta go now? We gotta go YouTube. Make sure the monetization is on there. We gotta make sure of that. We gotta make sure of that. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this monkey ain't no joke. My channel. Customize. We're gonna go to bloody content. We're gonna go to content. And of course, we gotta go to live. Rage. What's going on, homie, man? Prison. Is it on? Wow. It is amazing how you literally gotta go in there and say, yeah, I want to monetize this live stream. Like, why freaking frack wouldn't I? Jesus freaking Christ. That's where you got to check. Before you get the blabbing, you got to check. Gotta be a checker, man. That's what you gotta do. You gotta be a bloody checker, mate. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get freaking out of here. And we're gonna go, let's go to that one back. Why bloody not? I don't know if y'all seen Nick Fury's Invasion. It's a good little series they got over on Disney. I don't know if you got Disney. It's a good little series, man. It really is. But we're here today, man, because I want to talk about something. I'm gonna play this video for you, and then we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about this. Why is it? Okay, we're over there now. Okay. All right. So, what's going on, peoples? What's going on, humans? Man, it feels good be in front of you with you guys today. So what I'm gonna do right now is, of course, I'm gonna play this clip for y'all. Then we're gonna come back in because I want to talk about single moms today. I am doing this thing both on Chris Traded and I'm doing this thing over on Dash Traded. I'm sorry, Chris Smith Speaks and then Dash Traded. And it's one of them topics that when I talk about, you gotta, I'm gonna do my antics, but I really want to punch females in the gut with their delusion. What's going on, RPM? I really want to punch women in the head with their narrative, because it's just unbelievable. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this for y'all, and then I'm gonna go get my watermelon and watermelon rhyme. I ran out of zinc. I ran out of my broccoli, so there's no zinc in it. But I've been taking zinc all morning and evening. I'm high on my zinc, so I'm gonna let this play.
Because I don't have any kids, but you
listen. I want y'all. This is gonna be one of them things that y'all might comment a lot. I get it. I'll be on here rambling and individuals don't comment, but I want y'all to really listen to this and comment, because I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, so I'm
gonna tell you this before I let this play. I used to think that there was no problem with dating a single mom. I used to think that dating a single mom, it was just a woman with a kid. It's cool. My wife, when I married her, had a kid. I would never date a woman with a kid. I think that dating a woman with a kid is you listen. You should be praised regularly, let alone when a woman has a child. When women have kids nowadays, society, as I told you guys, even over on Red Pill Fab, society has allowed women to be straight delusional. That is why women of color are so unattractive. White women still maintain a lot of, they are westernized, yeah, but white women have retained a lot of the family structure. That's why white neighborhoods, there's still family structure. In white neighborhoods, what the father say goes. The only time the white woman starts disrespecting the father is when it's over. But as long as that man is in the house, you got to go talk to your father. He in the black community, we're not respected, so that is non-existent. And when you allow someone to go at just letting themselves think unconditionally, as a person that is a business-minded man, I have done lots of business ideas that I would not have done had I had a woman in my life to say, baby, don't do that. That's all you need. Is somebody to say, baby, don't think about what you do. In 2018, I had 3 car notes. 2016, excuse me. I had 3 car notes. In addition to 3 car notes, I had my property up north, my rental property down here, and I was renting 3 commercial buildings. My living expenses was $9,000+ a month. Do you think it would have been all that if I had a wife? It wouldn't have. So in parallels to that, women have allowed themselves to just be whoever they want and don't think and don't have no rebuttal to their life. And it's why I don't speak to my mom today. When I went to go see my mom back in 2019 and my mom was talking to me, I said to myself, talking to my mom, she had this conversation already. I am not participating in this conversation. I am here to simply be the brunt of it, to feel the brunt of it, rather. And that's what you guys see when you look at the black community. You see women that are just tyrants, that's just allowed to just, whatever comes to their mind, they execute it and think about it later. So I would never date a woman with kids. The best thing they can do me is be a hump and dump, praise me, my balls, my boy, feed me. They have zero worth to me. But you say that's harsh? I want y'all to listen to this, and here's why.
don't date women with kids because I don't have any kids, but you could be special, so I'm definitely willing to give this a try.
Well, just so you know, dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other women. There's things that I come with that you're going to have to accept if you want to be with me.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never be number one. So let's start with that.
Okay.
Second thing is, if we become this big happy family, you're going to have to make enough money to support me and my kids. I'm talking
Oh,
about birthdays,
okay,
Christmas,
okay.
holidays, vacations. So you have to know this is one big package deal.
All right.
Oh yeah, and you can't discipline my kids, okay? If you put your hands on them, you're going to prison. That job is
Okay.
between me and their father. And speaking of their father, you're gonna have to accept that he's part of this family. So you're gonna have to learn how to deal with him. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Y'all can go in the backyard, fight it out, whatever I gotta do. Also, you can't expect me to be spontaneous. See, when kids are involved, there's things I have to do before I can just get up and go somewhere. You gotta get babysitters, you gotta get them dressed, you gotta pack bags. So you can't expect that from me, okay? You can't just spring stuff on me, okay? You have to understand that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this is for me. That sounds like an awful lot. What? What? Hold up. You just said it's hard.
It's only hard if you're a weak man. You ugly anyway, and I bet you're gay.
I'm not. What? I was just handsome 2 minutes
It don't
ago.
matter. I need a real man anyway.
I'm not a real man? You know what? All right. Okay, sure. Yeah. Check, please.
You still gonna pay for dinner, right?
Let me run that back.
So I normally don't date women with kids because I don't have any kids, but you know, you could be special, so I'm definitely willing to give this a try.
Well, just so you know, dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other women. There's things that I come with that you're gonna have to accept if you wanna be with me.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never be number one. So let's start with that.
Okay.
Second thing is, if we become this big happy family, you're gonna have to make enough money to support me and my kids. I'm talking about birthdays, Christmas, holidays, vacations. So you have to know this is one big package deal.
All right.
Oh yeah, and you can't discipline my kids, okay? If you put your hands on them, you're going to prison. That job is between me and their father. And speaking of their father, you're gonna have to accept that he's part of this family. So you're gonna have to learn how to deal with him. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Y'all can go in the backyard, fight it out, whatever I gotta do. Also, you can't expect me to be spontaneous. See, when kids are involved, there's things I have to do before I can just get up and go somewhere. You gotta get babysitters, you gotta get them dressed, you gotta pack bags. So you can't expect that from me, okay? You can't just spring stuff on me, okay? You have to understand that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this is for me. That sounds like an awful lot. What? What? Hold up. You just said it's hard.
It's only hard if you're a weak man. You ugly anyway, and I bet you're gay.
I'm not. What? I was just handsome 2 minutes
It don't
ago.
matter. I need a real man anyway.
I'm not a real man? You know what? All right. Okay, sure. Yeah. Check, please.
You still gonna pay for dinner, right?
All right. So that is that is the narrative and the reason why I'm not going to ever date a single mom. And that is the narrative of a single mom. That is what they think. I'm a dive into the first thing that just kills me. And this is why I don't even want to be in a relationship. And I got up today and I said to myself, I need to reach out to my ex-girlfriend and thank her because it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. But the first thing that single moms like to throw out there is my kids come first. For a woman to ever tell you my kids come first is a narrative that is patronizing. It's patronizing. It's saying, hey, you want to buy it? I'm selling this for $1,000. Give me the $1,000, but you can't have the item. That's patronizing. That is for a single mom to ever blatantly tell you her kids come first is starting the break you down process. It's starting the process to help you understand you ain't nothing. And I just don't know of any man that will listen to a woman after that. I know bums would, individuals that want to hook up with a chick on Section 8. I know they would. I don't know a man that will sit down there across the table from a woman or inside the house of a woman. And I don't know one man that will allow a woman to tell them that they're not going to be first. I'm going to tell y'all something that I told a friend of mine. I told her I was never first. And I said, I'm 55 and I never was first in a woman's life. Only for her to say, so you was married, you was never first with your wife? Because I cannot say that. Whenever, see, a woman want to tell you that you won't be first, but then when you say, well, you won't be first, or I need to be first, or wow, I never was a woman first, they expect you to come up with a narrative like you should have known at some point in time you was first with a woman. Well, women are blatantly saying that nowadays. But back in the day, it was inconspicuous with it, and you just knew it. So when I say it, I was talking to a friend of mine, and we haven't spoke to each other since. Because I was not supposed to say, I was never first in a woman's life. I wasn't supposed to say that. And then I gave her a time where she did this. And I said, well, when you did this, let me drop that down. So when you did this, this was an example of that. This was an example of me not being first. And I reminded that individual of a time when, what's going on, 247? Oh, hey man, everything's great. I reminded that individual of a time when she said we was going to get married. And then when her daughter wasn't going to come to North Carolina, now all of a sudden, I now got to move up there. But that's not what you said. You said it like I was going to be first. And I told that individual I was never first. When I told her that, I haven't spoken to her since. But I'm going to tell you something. I see niggas first. I see them first. I see individuals that just want to come and blow a load on a chick's face. I see them first. I have had conditional dummies in front of me. And I'm not going for that. But I'm going to play this thing again.
Battery.
I'm gonna play this thing again so y'all can hear it. Like individuals, I'm gonna play this thing again. I literally gotta play it every time I throw a little talk about it because it literally needs to be revisited.
So I normally don't date women with kids because I don't have any kids, but you could be special, so I'm definitely willing to give this a try.
Well, just so you know, dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other women. There's things that I come with that you're going to have to accept if you want to be with me.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never be number one. So let's start with that.
Okay.
Second thing is, if we become this big happy family, you're going to have to make enough money to support me and my kids. I'm talking about birthdays, Christmas, holidays, vacations. So you have to know this is one big package deal.
All right.
Oh yeah, and you can't discipline my kids, okay? If you put your hands on them, you're going to prison. That job is between me and their father. And speaking of their father, you're going to have to accept that he's part of this family. So you're going to have to learn how to deal with him. I don't know how you're going to do it. Y'all can go in the backyard, fight it out, whatever you got to do. Also, you can't expect me to be spontaneous. See, when kids are involved, there's things I have to do before I can just get up and go somewhere. You gotta get babysitters, you gotta get them dressed, you gotta pack bags. So you can't expect that from me, okay? You can't just spring stuff on me, okay? You have to understand that.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this is for me. That sounds like an awful lot. What? Hold up, you just said it's hard.
It's only hard if you're a weak man. You're ugly anyway, and I bet you're gay.
I'm not, what? I was just handsome 2 minutes ago.
It don't matter, I need a real man anyway.
I'm not a real man? You know what, all right. Okay, sure, yeah. Check, please.
You still gonna pay?
That's how it is with women of color. With women of color, first insults. And once again, I was never first in a woman's life. And because I was never first, at 55 years old, I'm not going to all of a sudden believe that there's going to be a woman out there that's going to say, hey, I want to put you first. I don't believe women of color are capable. I just don't believe women of color are capable at saying, I got me a man, and I just don't believe it. I'm not wired now, to believe that. So I'm contemplating moving back up to Jersey. I think by the winter, obvious as it may sound, is I'm contemplating moving back up north because that narrative and that narrative that I'm excuse me, that narrative that I'm speaking of, it is too embedded down here. At least up north, you meet a lot more professional women in all genres. You meet a lot more professional women down here. The understanding down here in Virginia, in September will mark me being down here for 10 years. And what I've noticed is I am in no way worth. They don't understand a man's worth beyond what they're used to. Up north, you can meet a woman that's really truly grinding. You can meet a woman that's doing her thing. You can meet a woman that got her thing going on, and there's a greater chance of that up there. But down here, you really gotta be like a dog. You really gotta be. You just gotta. You're nothing here. It's just like, wow. It's so amazing. So when you meet women that are delusional, their delusional here is like they just don't know a higher level of man here in Virginia. My level of man here in Virginia just doesn't exist. So women don't know the market of me. They don't know my market. They're like, well, niggas here give me $2 and I invite them to my house and they cook me in. What are you talking about? I mean, you want to give me $3 instead of $2? What are you trying to say? They just don't know. So when you meet that narrative or that broken narrative of a man's worth here in Virginia, it is a fucking paradox of not understanding the work. This is way different here. So I'm like contemplating moving back up to New Jersey. I'm contemplating that. Ray said the skit sounds about right. Wish her well with her future endeavors. Very well said. That skit is about right. That skit is dead on. That is 100% pure grade A, exactly how women are with single moms. I don't know why they don't understand. I have no idea why they don't understand that they are not the top of the litter. And dig this. You can meet a woman that's a single mom and she has elegance and grace about her, and that it's the aura of the delusion. The delusional woman has that delusional aura, and you'll be talking to them about things, and you'll notice that you'll kind of run into a brick wall. Like you could be talking to them about their kids. Yeah, you can talk about their kids, and all of a sudden you'll notice that the look on their face will change. And this is like, well, we're in a relationship, and I can buy them stuff, but like the skit said, I can't discipline your kid. And disciplining ain't putting your hands on them. It ain't even that. Disciplining them is you just can't tell them nothing. You can't. A woman's mind, a single mom's mind is, these are mine, you can't tell them nothing. That is discipline. Don't think discipline like in the skit said, put your hands on them. No, that bar is also lowered to you can't simply tell the child anything. Run that joint.
Yeah, right.
Normally don't date women with kids because I don't have any kids, but you know, you could be special, so I'm definitely willing to give this a try.
Well, just so you know, dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other
Okay.
women. There's things that I come with that you're going to have to accept if you want to be with me.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never be number one. So let's start with...
That woman said my kids come first. Let me tell y'all something about when I lived up north in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania, all the women that I've dated were all transients, not transgender, transients. For y'all that don't know what transients are, it's when you live in an area, but everybody you know moved into the area. Nobody is actually from that area. Transients. So you would meet a woman and it's like on the weekends I go back to New York. On the weekends, I'm from Philly, I go back down to Philly. So every time you meet a chick, and of course a chick will always have, and I talk about this over on Red Pill 5, a chick will always have an out narrative. They'll always have that. And that out narrative is a narrative where it's something that can always come up. Hence the single mom. They always have an out narrative. Y'all plan to do something, my kid is sick. My kid. It's kind of like a barrier that you cannot go cross, or criticism. You cannot cross your kid criticism barrier. You can't. If the kid, I know we're supposed to go out tonight, but my kid toenail broke and she just crying. Of course, her toenail broke. Dave chimed in. He said, "I also never been first in any woman's life either." That's a common narrative. This one woman would always do that. And so what I started doing anyway, on Thursday nights, I beat these chicks to the punch. So on Thursday night, not Friday, on Thursday night, I would text a couple of women and say, enjoy your weekend on Thursday night. Hey, enjoy your weekend. People, I'm going to tell you something about me. Whatever you think of me, I'm going to be that. That's why I don't talk to my daughter or her mother. I'm obviously nothing to them. And to them, I'm going to be that. If you think that I want to talk to you on the weekend, if you think at any chance that it's Friday and I think I'm going to call you up to go ahead and finance your party time on the weekend, let me beat you to that punch. Let me tell you on Thursday, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your damn weekend. That's how I am. I got a friend of mine now who's met a woman and telling me that the other day they went Thursday or Wednesday or Thursday, whatever. They went somewhere and it was a $300 meal, $300. I'm not spending $300 on no chick. You wifey, that's a wifey fee. I'm not spending $300 to go out to eat with no woman. I spend $100. I'm not spending $300, especially with a woman that I've only been dating just under or just a little over 2 months. It's not fucking happening. In the world of happenings, that's not happening. So I'm not doing that. And so women are excellent at helping you understand. So I'm going to run it back. Listen.
I don't date women with kids because I don't have any kids, but you could be special, so I'm definitely willing to give this a try.
Well, just so you know, dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other women. There's things that I come with that you're going to have to accept if you want to be with me.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never be number one. So let's start with that.
Okay.
Second thing is, if we become this big happy family, you're going to have to make enough money to support me and my kids. I'm talking about birthdays, Christmas, holidays, vacations. So you have to know this is one big package deal.
All right.
Oh, yeah, and you can't discipline my kids, okay? If you put your hands on them, you're going to prison. That job is between me and their father. And speaking of their father, you're going to have...
Let me tell y'all something that's amazing when a woman say, first of all. I always say when a woman say, first of all, they can't count. Because you'll notice they'll say first of all, second of all, and then name all 30 other things, but never give a third of all, fourth of all, fifth of all, because they get so much into themselves, they got your attention. See, when a woman says first of all, you got to realize that is just something to get your attention. Or first of all, they get your attention. And then they forget, and once they have your attention, they forget the number count. Notice this woman said first of all, and then she said second of all, but then she realized he had his attention, and she was on a roll. See, now, I talk about this over on Red Pill Fab, but y'all ain't come subscribe to me over on Red Pill Fab, did y'all? You didn't. You didn't either. You didn't come subscribe to me over on Red Pill Fab? The link is below the video. Oh, stop it. So I'm going to run it back. Now, notice she's going to say first of all, and then she's going to say second of all. And then she's going to start rambling off there and forget she was in a number sequence. Run that joint, fake studio man.
Normally don't date women with kids because I don't have any kids, but
listen,
you know, you could be special, so I'm definitely willing to give this a try.
Well, just so you know, dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other
Okay.
women. There's things that I come with that you're going to have to accept if you want to be with me.
Number count.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never be number one. So let's start with that.
Okay.
Second thing is, if you become this big happy family, you're going to have to make enough money to support me and my kids. I'm talking.
Okay. So first of all, the first of all was my kids come first. The second of all was you're going to have to make enough money to support me and my family. Now, she's still in that, but listen.
Birthdays, Christmas, holidays, vacations. So you have to know this is one big package deal.
All right.
Oh, yeah, and you can't.
Oh, yeah. Not a third of all. It's just a oh, yeah. See, that's when the patron... You guys got to understand, women don't know how to talk to you from a perspective of a civil narrative and y'all getting to know each other. This nookie here, this ultra wet. I got a class 5 tropical storm going on in this coochie, and it's just so wet. Like when you touch it, it's just burst out. I thought I was gonna hit you guys with the okie doke. They be like, first of all, when you touch my coochie, it's you gotta put on a rain suit, a tie rain suit. If I open up my legs and you just touch it, it's gonna burst out. It's just gonna burst out because I got a category 5 storm going on in this coochie. And so that you want that. That's why you're gonna listen. You're gonna sit down there and be like, okay, because you're gonna be like, okay, because I want some coochie. I want the coochie. So now they get so much into it. Once they get your attention, it's like, oh yeah, I got your attention. So first of all, and then first of all was you gotta understand my kids come first. Third of all is first of all was you gotta understand my kids come first, and then second of all is you gotta make enough money, and then there was no third of all. It was like, I got your attention. Now let me start rambling off. Run that joint back, fake studio man. Run it, please.
With me.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never be number one. So let's start with that.
You'll never be number one.
Second thing is, if you become this big happy family, you're going to have to make enough money to support me and my kids. I'm talking about birthdays, Christmas, holidays, vacations. So you have to know this is one big package deal.
All right.
Okay, this should be third, but she got his attention.
Yeah, and you can't discipline my kids, okay?
You can't discipline my kids. That's an entirely different thing from making money, but there's no third of all. It's just...
If you put your hands on them, you're going to prison. That job is between me and their father. And speaking of their father, you're going to have to accept that he's part of this family. So
now that's fourth of all, but there's no number count no more. The fourth of all is you're going to have to accept that the kid's father is part of the family. But there's no fourth of all warning. She's just going, that's what they do. Listen.
I have to learn how to deal with him. I don't know how you're going to do it. Y'all can go in the backyard, fight it out, whatever you got to do. Also, you can't expect...
Here's the fifth of all. You can't expect her to be spontaneous. Listen.
Me to be spontaneous. See, when kids are involved, there's things I have to do before I... See, when kids are involved, there's things I have to do before to be spontaneous. Also, you can't expect me to be spontaneous. See, when kids are involved, There's things I have to do before I can just get up and go somewhere. You gotta get babysitters, you gotta get them dressed, you gotta pack bags. So you can't expect that from me, okay? You can't just spring stuff on me, okay? You have to understand that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if this is for me. That sounds like an awful lot.
Like all women of color, because listen, I never heard of a white woman. When white women say my kids come first, it's not delivered like when a woman of color say my kids come first. And when you don't, and when you disagree with women of color, they're gonna start insulting you. So this skit is dead on. Listen.
What? Hold up. This is for me. That sounds like an awful lot. What? Hold up. You just said it's hard.
It's only hard if you're a weak man. You ugly anyway, and I bet you're gay.
I'm not. What?
It's only hard if you're a weak man and you're ugly and I bet you're gay. Just throwing a whole kitchen sink at this dude. just throwing it,
I was just handsome 2 minutes
ago. It don't
ago.
matter. I need a real man anyway.
I'm not a real man? You know what? All right. Okay, sure. Yeah. Check, please.
You still gonna pay for dinner, right?
That is how it is. And this is the reason why I am so in disbelief at how a woman see, check this out. I talked about this before. If you ever talk to somebody about a pit bull, you'll often get the demeanor of their pit bull. People that think a pit bull, individuals that's about that ghetto life, they talk about they pit bull. Yeah, I got a pit bull, but mine chew car bumpers. Yeah, my pit bull will just straight chew a doorknob off of a house and go in the house and kill you. My pit bull, and then you'll talk when people got a nice pit bull, they'll say, yeah, I got a pit bull, but mine ain't mean, but mine. You'll never get somebody to say I got a pit bull and stop. They'll give you pit bull, they'll start explaining the demeanor of the pit bull. This is what they do. I don't understand why single moms don't understand that there are other single moms out there that's giving single moms a bad rap. I don't understand it. Single moms act like there's no news out there on single moms. They just act like you're a single mom. Oh, I'm gonna get with you. Oh, you're a single mom. Oh, hell no. Tell your kids. How many of them? You got 4 kids by 5 different dudes? How is that? Oh, you're back. Oh, you're in the paternity process now? Okay. They act like there's they act like there's absolutely no footage out there on single moms. You would think that they would come in this thing and say, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna be nice about this. Nope, they be full throttle with like, this is brand new news. Just breaking news. A single mom says, you're not first. My kids come first. Like, what the freaking frap? You go on any dating site and look at women of color and look at Caucasian and Latin. It's a whole different narrative. They will throw the kitchen sink at you narrative. Appreciate those thumbs up. Stop with me. Stop being up with me. They will throw the kitchen sink narrative at you, how their kids come first, and you gotta understand now. Like, you gotta understand. You must understand that the world revolves around their kids, and you are nowhere in the equation in the number narrative. You're not in it. It's just amazing. It really is. It really is. You go buy a car. What's going on, Scandalous? You go buy a car. What is the narrative on buying a car? Well, buy a Toyota or a Honda because they last longer. There's always a narrative on everything. When single moms act like there's no news out there on them. They act like when they got, let me tell you something. You know why, as I stated earlier, you know why they say, first of all, because that's to get your attention. See, when they say first of all, it's illustrated to get your attention. And then they say second of all, blah, 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 blah. And then there's a third of all because they got your attention. Well, they're all about having your full undivided attention because attention is their currency. Attention for when I talk about this over on Red Pill Fab, but you ain't subscribed over on Red Pill Fab, are you? No, you ain't. The link is below the video. This is why when they do things, it's all about attention. They're all about having your attention. Women expect to simply say, "Hacho," and look up and be like, There's 6 men in here in this room. I better hear 6 God bless yous. Bless you. That's 1. Bless you 2. That's bless you 3. Bless you 4. Bless you 5. She'll look at the last you like, bless you. Oh, shit. I better be 6 for 6 up in this mug. That's how they are. That's how they are. I appreciate that, man. Scandalous said if I had the money, you would be the only one I would donate. My man, I appreciate that. But that's how they are. They will sit down there and act like you got to sit up there in the cut and just be like, give them. And so when you get it, when you involve yourself in them, the worst thing you could do with these individuals is give them attention. That's the worst thing you could do. Worse.com. The worst thing. I can't tell y'all enough how I be telling my friends, hey man, when you meet a chick and you go out to date a chick, make sure you got 50 million things to do. Make sure you got your life. Make sure you nope. They meet a chick. Oh, we ain't had a date night in a while. And then my man goes out and spends $300 on a chick because she claimed they haven't had a date night in a while. Let me tell you, motherfucker, something. $300 is not a date night. $300 is like a pre-goddamn mortgage payment. I ain't spending $300 on no chick. And it ain't happening. I just don't see women worth that these days. And I'm definitely not doing it for somebody that we don't live in the same house together. Hey, listen, ain't no way on this planet I'm spending $300 on you and then you going home. Because if you spend $300 on a chick that live in the same household as you, next week when something pop up and happen and you say, oh damn, I ain't got the money for this, she gonna say, okay, we did splurge on that $300 escapade last week, so I got you. Or I'm gonna go ahead and. But when you got, give me a second. Oh my gosh, man! I can crack myself up. I really do. When you spend $300 on a chick that y'all live in the same house together, you on that island all by your damn self. You on there talking about some damn my water heater went. Dang, I ain't got the money because there's nothing. You just your ass out. You got your ass out like Elton John. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, man. Shit. Got your ass out like RuPaul up in this morning. I'm laughing at something else. But no, it ain't happening. Ain't happening. In the world of happenings, that ain't happening. Shoot. So what you need not ever do, date a single mom. When you meet a woman, here's what a lot of us men, don't understand about a female. A lot of individuals, so I'm going to say how I am, and then I'm going to say how a lot of individuals are. With me, I'm old school. So the term of the way to a man's heart is to his stomach, that's the thing I'm on. You can, me all you want, you can, both balls, you can do whatever you want. Thank you. What you making to eat? And that premise comes from the old days. When a man was out busting his butt working and he came home and the first thing he did was his wife had food on the table. She prepared the house and said, y'all start winding down, start getting it together. Dad is on their way home. Because there is no curriculum on the man in the house, the woman had no idea on how to maneuver in that man space. So what is all these chicks on? I talked about this over on Red Pill Fab, but you ain't subscribed over on Red Pill Fab, are you? I can't tell y'all, man. The link is below the video. But I talked about this in the video over on Red Pill Fab. Their only link, their only narrative when it comes to a man is to screw him. They think sex is the patch job to everything. You mad at her, excuse me? You mad at her? Y'all just have sex. You didn't do something, all she got to do is sex you. I'm here to sex you. like I said, I got a category 5 storm up in this coochie. When you touch this coochie, you better have on an entire rain suit. You better go to Dickies Sporting Goods and get you one of those rain suits that they be wearing on that, what's that show? Alaskan Fish. Oh, Alaskan Fish. You better wear one of those Deadliest Catch rain suits. The rain suits that keep you dry even with 20-foot high swells. Because when you touch my coochie, this is burst because I got a category 5 storm going on up in this coochie. So it solves everything. My coochie juices have problem solving properties in my coochie, because my coochie is just like that. You gonna want this coochie. So I ain't gotta cook. I can have 6 kids and I still got a tight coochie. You know, there's just no chick out there with a bad coochie. Just give me a second. You know, all of them got this coochie. You just want that coochie. Like, you be having sex with your wife and thinking about her coochie. Like, damn, I wonder what Shaquita coochie is like. Like, come on, man, knock it off. Been with my wife for 6 years, but I want Shaquita coochie. Get the fuck out of here. You drop kids and your coochie is named the Kids Slide Alleyway up in this moment. Get out of here. And then she said this. Hold on.
Is if we become this big happy family, you're gonna have to make enough money to support me and my kids. You're gonna have to make enough money to support me and my kids.
When women say things like that, check this out. When I hear a woman say, you see how the delusion. She said, my kids come first.
Birthdays, dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other
Okay.
There's
And they'll literally tell you that dating a single mom is different. And they will tell you that dating a single mom is different. And it's all differences in the worst way. You know what I mean? It's not differences in the good way. There are all differences in the absolute worst way. Mr. Arrow said, where is the Red Pill 5 channel link? It's below the video. It says Red Pill 5 below the video. It's amazing. Like, they will literally tell you all the differences with dating a single mom, and they're all the worst. Like, how do you tell somebody something bad and expect interest? You'll never hear a used car salesman say, yeah, this one here, there, the engine about to go. And, yeah, the tires are bald. And the AC don't work. I know but we're the number one auto dealership here in Phoenix. All you got to do is put the windows down, the AC don't. Oh, excuse me, goddamn. I done had that dang chili last night. But I tell you what, I want $5,000 for the car. Give me $4,900. Like, yo, you don't hear that, man. Like, it's like when it's the worst cars at the dealership is the ones in the back. You know, these individuals will say there are differences of dating a single mom and get to telling you all things that is strictly a Holocaust. Play that joint, fake studio man.
Dating single mothers is a little different than dating these other
Okay.
women. There's things that I come with that you're gonna have to accept if you want to be with me.
Like what?
Well, first of all, my kids will always come first, so you will never.
The kids come first. Wow, that's a plus.
Number one, so let's start with that.
Okay.
Second thing is, if we become this big happy family, you're gonna have to make enough money to support me and my kids. I'm talking about birthdays, Christmas, holidays, vacations. So you have to know this is one big package deal.
All right.
Oh yeah, and you can't discipline my kids.
So he's going to have to make enough money because he got an instant family. So let me go parallel to that. Hold on a second. So a woman would say, you have to make enough money to support me and my family. Now check this out. My house is 1,281 square feet. This house, built in 1935. Beautiful house, nice street, and I live here by myself, right? Me and my dog. I met a woman that said to me, she came to my house a year and a half ago, and she said, this house ain't big enough for me and my mama. To insinuate, I want y'all to think about what I'm about to say. When I was on the market to buy a house, I should have factored in a family, her and her mama. So, how many of you ever got hungry but brought enough food for 3 people? How many of you went to the movies by yourself but brought 2 tickets? How many of you single men out there with no family by yourself went to buy a cell phone but got the family plan? How many of you went to Applebee's and got the double donkey 2 for 2, whatever it's called? How many of you did that? You will meet a woman, a single mom, that will meet you on Tuesday and expect you to modify your finances, your spending expenses, your budget, your living arrangements, everything. You will meet this individual. Women do this too, and expect you to change your life because you're not living from a singles narrative. You're living from a them in your life now narrative. Yeah, they are in your life now. So you gotta, I don't know what you're thinking. You gotta live this they're in your life now narrative. That's what happens with single moms. Single moms expect you to meet them, and you are by yourself, but on your health insurance, you got that family dependent thing. You're just paying for dependence on you got a family health plan package, and you were just waiting for them to come along to slot their kids in those available name slots. Yeah, you just got all this stuff available. You were just waiting to get some kids' names on them. Yeah, you got a Toys R Us. You got a Toys R Us membership. The only Toys R Us still left in Guatemala. You ready to G5 them out to the Toys R Us in Guatemala because you got the membership package where you get toys for just 10 cents on a dollar at the Guatemalan Toys R Us. You just was waiting for her. Lucky for you, you had that.
Okay? If you put your hands on them, you're going to prison. That job is between me and...
Once again,
can't discipline my kids, okay? If you put...
When a woman say you cannot discipline my kids, I want y'all to understand something. That don't mean hit them. That means you can't tell my kids nothing. You can't tell them nothing. Single mothers are the most delusional individuals on the market. I don't understand why they think that no one has put the world up on their delusion. You can go anywhere and see individuals talking about single moms. You don't see nobody talking about if they say, gee, date a single woman with no kids, date a single mom. Say, boy, this is a tough one. you don't see that. But these individuals act like, boy, you just can't resist dating a single mom. Why would you want to date a woman that don't have kids? No, date a single mom. We will raid the fuck out of your damn paycheck.
Hands on them, you're going to prison. That job is between me and their father. And speaking of their father, you're going to have to accept that he's part of this family. So you're going to...
You hit that a lot. I dated a woman one time, and this is what this delusional, yeah, she was black. I dated a woman one time. I went out on 2 dates with her, but the second time is when she told me this, and there wasn't a third. She kept reaching out to me, wondering what happened. I was like, lady, if you think telling somebody that garbage is going to get somebody to want to stick around, you is absolutely out of your darn mind. But this is what this individual said. I want to ask you guys to brace yourself and things like that. If you are driving, pull over. I am not responsible for you going lightheaded or fainting at what I'm about to say. All right, you've been warned. Stop listening to me right now if that will ensue. If you think that will be as such. I went out on 2 dates with a single woman. This woman had a baby that was probably 2 months old. And she was in college. And this is the unfortunate delusion of single moms. They think everybody want to help them. They think everybody should care about their kids like they care about their kids. Don't nobody care about your litter. Don't nobody care about your litter. Don't nobody... Don't nobody care about you being hot in the ass and you took it somebody's skeet. Don't nobody care about when a person start vibrating and starting then he yelled, oh! Don't nobody care you locked your legs around him and took a full-blown nut. Don't nobody care about that. I'm laughing at something else. Don't nobody care about you just being a nut taker. No. Don't nobody care about that. God damn it, don't nobody care nothing about that, man. Shoot. Come on, man. Dang. But I remember her trying to rotate her classes around her roommates, and her roommates, when she was trying to get roommates, I was like, wow, what nonsense are you on? Nonetheless, this is what this individual told me. Once again, brace yourself. Be warned. This is a warning. This may cause you to be lightheaded and faint. This woman said to me, I'm telling you now. Let me get my charger. Hold on, my charger. I need my charger. Ah, dang it, man. Dang it, man. I'm telling you, man. That's not it. All right, this individual told me, and I promise you, she told me this. I know you guys gonna say, what the heezy? This is what you're gonna say. But here's what this woman told me. This woman told me, what you gotta understand is that me and my child's father, we still close. We just broke up. We felt it was a mutual breakup. And what you got to understand is I still call him every day. I still tell him I love him. And he tell me he loved me. And bye-bye. And I say, oh! I said, do you honestly think you're going to date somebody that want to hear that bullshit? Are you serious? You're telling me that I got to understand that you speak to your damn child's father every day and y'all talk every day and you still tell him you love him and this, you really think somebody want to hear that? I said, lady, if this is your speech, if this is your speech on your introductory speech, I said, you better go ahead and delete that from your scenario in its entirety. I said, you can't be serious. You cannot be serious. And then had a nerve to think that I still was going to call her. I remember her reaching out to me like, why you stop calling me? I was like, are you serious? Are you serious? This individual told me, you got to understand. Let me tell you something. When somebody tell you got to understand, stop all up. No, I don't. You see it all the time in these First Amendment audit videos when the cops be like, well, you got to understand things from our perspective, right? You got to understand it. And the person be like, no, I don't. I'm not in your logic of world of thinking. Everything with you is you want everybody's a criminal to you. So I'm not understanding your narrative. So when a woman says that you got to understand some type of involvement of the child's father is a woman that don't understand that men are territorial. And when you start dating him, you belong to him. He is not trying to hear about how he got to understand about your interaction with your your child's father. He ain't trying to hear that. As a matter of fact, it needs to be limited interaction. I'm with you now, but we're talking about single moms. So remember, delusion. But I talk about this once again over on Red Pill Fab. The link is below the video.
I have to learn how to deal with him. I don't know how you're gonna do it. Y'all can go in the backyard, fight it out, whatever I gotta do. Also, you can't expect me to be spontaneous.
You can't expect me to be spontaneous. This is the thing that when I help fathers understand. See, women, and I talk about this on Red Pill Fab, link is below the video. But women are excellent at having y'all thinking that they are literally raising that child with one finger. They got y'all thinking that, oh, y'all go to court with these individuals and it'd be like, I don't want him to. I don't want. I had week-to-week custody and I had sole custody. I have to tell my clients, here's what you got to understand. When you have a child, you do not have a life. And when you listen to this skit, although it's a skit, everything that is said is accurate and to the T. You cannot add to it. You cannot take from it. I'm simply giving y'all a breakdown of each individual thing that they're saying. I'm not refuting none of what this individual is saying. But a woman will act like they'll be in court and act like they can just put a blindfold on and raise the kid and oh my God, and I'm cooking a fruit flap out this pancake flap. I'm not even looking. Yeah, and how much you need? Get yourself some Jordans. What do you need? There you go. They act like raising a kid is just easy peasy, and I'll be telling individuals back off of them for 30 days. And what this individual is saying, which is true, although it's a skit.
Go in the backyard, fight it out, whatever I gotta do. Also, you can't expect me to be spontaneous. See, when kids are involved, there's things I have to do before I can just get up and go somewhere. You gotta get babysitters, you gotta get them dressed, you gotta pack bags. So you can't expect that from me, okay?
You gotta get babysitters, you gotta get stand-ins, you gotta get all these things because the raising the child show must go on. I mean, after all, you can't have kids and think that it's a day off. After all, listen, I'm going to the auto auction Wednesday. I am gonna leave my dog in here. I can do that. Can't do that with a kid. You can't. So they run around here making it seem like having a kid is just this big old metaphor of doing it with one hand tied behind your back. We don't need you. You ain't nothing but a daddy. We don't need you. You're non-needed. That's what you are. Just change your name to non-needed because we don't need you. Right. Individuals go to court, and when they be in there protesting against you having time with the child, for that, because you got to understand, protesting against you having time with the child is a child support scam gimmick. Protesting for you having time with the child, oh my God, then they realize something. This is something that they realize. They become realizers. Is that a word? Realizers? Well, okay, this is going to be a word now. They become realizers. And then they realize, oh my God, I don't got no life. Listen, for all you fathers out there that have weekends, you don't have a life. You don't. When you have a child, your life goes down to 0. Not 1% of you still. When you have a child, your life is over. Why do you think this? Let me go here with you guys for a second. Allow me to go here. Why do you think women have attitudes? You ever be out in public and you see a woman talking to their child? You ever see a married woman? You will see two different narratives when a married woman talks to their children and when a single mom talks to their children. You'll see a way different narrative. When a married woman talks to their kid, it's talked by structure. They've gotten out of line with something that they're normally in line. All right? When you see a married woman talk to a child, it's blah, blah, the kid is not that far off a line. When you see a single mom talk to a child, the child is way left. There's no straight with them. They're all over the place. They acting up. They ain't listening at all. And it's just a whole bunch of interaction going on. And a woman is yelling. She gets into this rage mode. And then the rage mode is when the child gets in line. But order, just out of the common decency of a momness and all that doesn't exist. But why is the rage mode there? I have a narrative. Y'all don't remember. I have a narrative. You cannot bring something out of me that doesn't exist. You can't. Great attempt at trying, but you cannot bring nothing out of me that doesn't exist. I'm not mad. Despite what people may say about, I don't speak to my former daughter, my mom, my brother, both of them. It's not that I'm not mad at them. It's just that I don't have no stress in my life. None. I have a great life. And there's a narrative that goes with my life. And that narrative that goes with my life is this. If it's not in my life, why would I allow you to introduce it to my life? I'm the conductor and orchestra and illustrator of my life. Why would I allow you to bring this nonsense into my life? Why? It is amazing when I meet somebody who was single for a long time and then they get into a relationship and they don't realize how much that woman is just pulling strings and tightening up this and the things that they say to them. You got a kid and a woman you got a woman and that woman say to you, I don't know if I can deal with you having a kid. No, that's your insecurities. It ain't got nothing to do with the kid. It's just that there's a woman on the other end of that. If a dude was gay, if a woman had a baby with a man and he was gay, right? And she didn't know, and they had a baby, and then he was like, well, I'm dealing with dudes. I'm tired of dealing with women. I just want to get my back blown out. I want to be a back blown outer. I'm laughing at something else. I want to get my Elton John on, you know. I want LGBT all up in me, you know, things like that. Her insecurities won't be the same if that individual went with another woman. She'll be complaining, I don't want my kids rather, seeing they daddy with another man. That'll be the thing. It won't be insecurities about a woman. She'd be like, oh, I got it in the bag. If I don't do nothing else, I promise you that. I think sometimes a single mom be so mad at the children's father, they take it out. You think, man, get off my shit. You dang on right. I think sometimes that the single mom be so mad at the child's father that they take it out on the child, especially if she looks like that. That's why my mom and I don't speak. I am a split image of my father, and my mom couldn't hold it in no longer. That's why I will never speak to my mom again. Because what you're not going to do and what nobody's going to do, it's just not open to my mom. Actually, I use me not talking to my mom to help women understand. If you think it's something about you, I don't speak to my mom for these reasons only. You will not treat me under the guidelines that black females think that men are and treat like a man. You will respect me. It's not an option. That's it. It's not an option. In the black community, black men respecting us is an option. You go ahead and think respecting me is an option if you want to. You can go ahead and think it is. I'm telling you it's not. One disrespect, like I told y'all yesterday on my live stream, you ain't got to walk over the line. Just put a toe over that mark. That's it. You will never get your full foot over the line with me. Put a toe. I don't care if it's the toenail. Put a toenail over the line with me. You're gone. Bye. See ya. Scandalous said, I'm glad I don't have no kids. Well, it's not kids. And you should want kids because your legacy goes on in your kids. Excuse me. So let me polish that narrative up for you. I want to be clear about something when I hear individuals talk about this is why I don't have kids, because it's always the woman. It ain't marriage, it's the woman. It ain't kids, it's their mother. It ain't you don't say, you know what, my car broke down, so I don't like cars. As a matter of fact, you should have a kid. There's nothing in the world than you dying and your kid by your side. It's nothing. I looked at Robert Downey Jr. in this new special that he got. Robert Downey Jr. in his cars. Dude, 58 years old, got like a 8-year-old or a 9-year-old, maybe a 10-year-old, and a 13-year-old kid. And when he was doing the thing with his kids, joy. I looked at Sylvester Stallone. The thing with his kids, his daughters. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger had an affair on his wife. And the kids that he had with his wife, they all but said, you know what, to hell with you. But the kid that he had an affair on is one that saves his soul. He's with his kid, with his son. And as long as you got one, you're good. You need one. So I'm not blaming it on the kid. So with that being said, I'll say this. Scandalous said, glad I don't have any kids. No. The second you allow a woman to disrespect you is where the problem is. I tell you guys all the time, you will respect me like a prostitute respects her pimp. If not, you're gone. This is not allowed to have a day off. It's not allowed for you to forget this 1 second, because the second that you forget it, the second that after that, you and I will not be in a relationship. There are lots of individuals. Here's the dumbest thing that a man could say. The dumbest thing that a man could say. Man, when she talk, I'll let it go in one ear and out the other. That is the absolute dumbest thing you could say. When a woman says something, you should say, what you just say? Never, ever let a woman get away with anything disrespectful. Don't ever give that a day off. Don't ever give it a second off. The little ad-libs. You say something, Whoa, 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 whoa. What's with that Yeah, hey, listen, don't do that with me. Excuse me? You hurt me. And that's how it is. If you look at all the problems men have with women, it's not a one-off. It's a collective. That's what I had with Atiya LaShawn Bradley. The problem that I had with Atiya LaShawn Bradley was the collective. It wasn't a one-off. It should have been. I gave Atiya Bradley 3 months when she started hitting on me. 3 months. It should have been one. The first time she did it, I should have said, you out of here. Living in my house. How do somebody hit on you in your house? It is not having a child. That is not the issue. It's not. It's men, we lose our place in the respect in their life. Like I said, hey, where was you at? I was at Tom's house. Yeah, right, you was at Tom's house. What the did you just say? All those little disrespects and no patronizing. Here's another one y'all let women get away with. Well, if I offended you, I'm sorry. Hold up. I just said you offended me. So where is this? What is this nonsense if I did? No. I don't think you heard me. I said you did. And y'all let him get away with that. There ain't a woman out there that can say, yeah, I did that to Chris, and I did it again and again and again. It's a one and done with me. And when I realized my mama was this person, one and done. When I went to see my mama in May 2019, and she did all that nonsense to me, I haven't spoke to her since. Like I tell y'all, I get up in the morning, I tell my house good morning. Good morning home. I walk through my house and say good morning to every room in my house as I open the drapes up. When I leave this house, I say, goodbye home, I'll be back. When I get back into this house, I say, hello home, I'm back, in a loud, up-pitched voice. At the end of the night, when I shut my house down, you know what I say? Good night, home. Thank you for being my house for another day. I don't praise the Bible. I praise my space. This is my house. When I let that individual come in here and stay for 6 days, it was going to be for 30, only lasted 6. I said, no, you interrupt the energy in my house. This is harmony over here. You talking to individuals on a speakerphone cursing. That cursing is in my house. You got to go. I don't allow none of that in my space. You guys do. It ain't got nothing to do with a wife. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Oh, that's why I don't want to get married. You're supposed to want to get married. It's called companionship. That's what we're here for. The problem is individuals mismanage how they allow people to treat them and then blame it on the marriage. You'll let your woman get out of line and blame it on the child, having a child. No. As I stated earlier, put your toe across the line. You will never get your whole foot across. You will never get a whole foot across the line with me. Ever. Ever. You know why? I'm breaking down this to y'all, then I gotta go. I see bum niggas getting respect from women. I see the flyest chicks in the world allowing married men come to fuck them and then leave. And then you trying to turn them into a companion or a wife, and they're like, no, I just rather this dude come give me $2 and fuck me. No, I just like this bum. Look, you remember that story up in they said Baltimore, those 4 correction officers fighting over this nigga nut, fighting over him. 4 women had his baby. 2 women was on that second baby with him. There's not a good man out on the street worth it. I done seen too much emphasis on a man that's not like me. So when you cross the line with me, my brain say, oh, you don't want me. I'm trying to give you good. You don't want that. You can go on and get the porn. how it is. There isn't, listen. I know I said this is the last thing 20 lasters ago. But let me tell y'all something. There ain't a woman on this planet, there ain't a woman on this earth that can call me up and say, Chris, I need a favor. What they will start off with saying, Chris, I need this. How much would you charge me? Just know that. Have a good day.